In Japan or anywhere else, informations and advertising is just cluttered and crowded, and our targets get so many informations through digital, TV, outdoor, and also very importantly word of mouth. So people becoming receptive, and people simply ignore the information that they don't seem relevant. Just receptive and so many crowded messages and informations. Our challenge is always about how to engage with particular targets. Yes. And engagement is the most important part of it, as it's not in just Japan, but the whole world. Interaction with targets, their participation towards the brand is a very important part of it, and that's something that advertising needs to do here, and that's what it is. That's our challenge. And it's easy to say, let's get engaged with consumers, but it requires a big idea. Yes. And big idea is a transformation of simple truths of the brand. Maybe the brand is being white is a truth of the brand, but if you say just white, it doesn't get you anywhere. Big idea transforms this white into something else that could be developed into any sort of communication messages. Of course, message can be changed depending upon contact point by targets, but the big idea itself, if it's big enough, and the big idea, if its engagement, the power is strong enough, then that can be transformed to all sort of communications. The small ones, we have many other things, but the important thing is that we made a new terminology which create a new perception among the target, and that led to a successful launch and successful sale of the brand. I think these are the things that we do every day. Breakthrough, big idea, because without them, no matter how many TV GRPs are spent, no matter how many outside boards are made, it's meaningless. So I think it's one of the small example, but these are the things that I think is important for us to do as an advertising. We want to change people's life to be better, and I think advertising does a very important role in it. Yes. But it has to stay with consumers' unmet needs or consumers' unaware wants. And these are the things that we always think about. These are things we always try to find out, and somehow we connect that to again, truth of the brand. Okay. And we call it transformation.
The Japanese couchsurfing community has been really interesting because I think people are very interested in promoting their local city. So it was my first time coming to Japan and my first time, of course, visiting Osaka, and people are very proud of not just the average or sort of typical tourist sites, but people are very proud of the everyday sort of working community here in Osaka, and they really want to share that with foreigners, and they want to share it with other people from Japan. And so I think the couch surfing works as not only an interpersonal communication connection, but it also works as sort of a promotional culture, a promotional tool for people who are interested in promoting their own city, but also in learning about travel and travel experiences from all sorts of other cities. So in some way I think it's really interesting because it takes the sort of marketing work and kind of corporate marketing aspects and puts them on individuals so that they're sort of more empowered to interact with and discuss the travel and the culture and the hospitality of their cities. I think the transition from more U.S. urban culture to Japanese culture has been really interesting, and I'm glad that I've had people who speak Japanese to help me to sort of translate and understand a lot of the media and the messages that I see around. So it's interesting to both have the experience of having other travelers and other couch surfers there with me to say, oh, when you see this billboard or when you see this poster, this is what it says in Japanese, versus when I'm out on my own and I'm looking more heavily at the imagery and sort of what is being conveyed there, because I can't read the Japanese language, so I have to rely on the sort of visual cues. So I think it's really fun to compare to what I've seen in the US and what I've seen in Europe. I feel that in Japan, they do rely more heavily on images and pictures and other visual communication when you're walking around in the streets or when you're riding on the subway. I feel that there's a lot more pictures and there's a lot more things, as opposed to just more languages or company logos, which I think I might see more in the US and in Europe. So it's been a really interesting transition for me to kind of figure out what media is more appealing, or what Japanese people see as happy and positive images to advertise their different products and services.
Okay, my study is entitled Value Added as Analysis of Award-Winning Advertisements in the Philippines. So this is a content analysis of the chosen television advertisements. Basically, these are advertisements which has been part of the Arrow Values Awards. These Arrow Values Awards is one of the award-giving bodies in the Philippines, recognizing those TVCs which has presented values in its And in my study, I want to point out that it's not only about who are the endorsers, it's not only about solving your insecurities, but also there are advocacies that are being pointed out in these commercials. That's why I chose those series. Okay, so I have been in Japan for how many days already? 7, 8, 9. For 3 nights already and 2 days. And I can say that from the stores or from the shops that I have visited, most of the advertisements that I have seen are beauty products and food. So with the beauty products, the advertisements in beauty products, I can say that most of these advertisements are stereotyping. That the one who can use the product are women. That once the women use this product, they will be somewhat the same with the model or the endorser of that product. Okay? When it comes to food, actually I have seen a lot of advertisements on food, but yes, they are appetizing, but I don't know if I bought them, that will be the same impression that I'll be getting once I've tasted it. But actually I have tasted ramen, and I could say that it's really good.
Pad Thai. You know Pad Thai?
Yeah, it's like Pad Thai.
So is everybody jealous? Hello.
So, to Professor, what do you want to know about us? Eat it fast and let me know, Professor.